I also want financial freedom. What should I do? What can I do? Hello, I'm Frank, and these are the typical reactions I get when I mention how I retired at 45 following the WTFT logical path to financial freedom. My answer is simple. There are two things. First, there is no miracle. It takes time and effort. Are you really ready for that? Second, there is a logic. It won't guarantee success, but it will increase your probability of achieving it. I call it the WTFT method. But this is the reality. This is the best you can have. People all over social media tell you you can do it fast, but the probability of getting rich quickly is low. However, the probability of achieving financial freedom can be quite high if you're committed and follow a sound logic. I've been sharing that logic on social media through challenges that serve as metaphor, like my 6,000-kilometer walk across Europe. Another one was trying to learn Portuguese in just 1 month. Let's examine this example more closely. So I set myself the goal to go from scratch to B2 level in Portuguese in 4 weeks. For 2 weeks, I went to Lisbon and I worked relentlessly. I joined a language institute, daily lessons, hours of self-study, full immersion. I made massive progress, reaching a strong B1 level after 2 weeks. Then I moved south to Tavira. The pace slowed down. My planning was very poor. I couldn't find a professor for daily lessons, and my intensity faded. The result? I understand Portuguese very well, I can communicate confidently, but I didn't reach the B2 level. So was the goal impossible, as something to believe on social media, or did I simply lose the tension and commitment in the last 2 weeks? I believe that if I had kept the rhythm of Lisbon, I'd have reached B2. Perhaps not, but I would be closer than where I am now. And that's a WTFT lesson. Commitment is not occasional. There are no excuses, no cheat days when you've chosen an objective. If you hold the tension, the probability of success becomes very high. If you drift, you'll probably convince yourself the objective was impossible. Now let's keep everything in perspective. Was this challenge a complete failure? Of course not. I now understand Portuguese, which I could not 1 month ago, and can communicate almost fluently. That's a massive progress. And I've moved much beyond the level of people studying once a week for 2 years. So now let's consider how this example applies to your situation if you feel stuck financially or on another issue. You have to ask yourself, are you committed to change? Are you doing anything about it? With intensity or just relax? Or perhaps you're afraid to move. And if you move, maybe you won't achieve your objective, like in my Portuguese challenge. But you will still be much further ahead than you are today. Would that be bad? This is the logic I plan to share and keep pushing to its limits in this video series. It isn't advice. Do not take what I say at face value. My situation is different from yours. It is your responsibility to analyze the information, take what works for you, and discard what doesn't. Hopefully this exchange will act as a mirror where you'll see your path in mine and get inspired to live your best life. Essentially, I'm working a public decision-making experiment. Can the WTFT mindset help lead you to the path of financial freedom and life fulfillment by asking the right questions and challenge the way you think? I'll be posting regular videos addressing practical and relatable insights that you'll hopefully find valuable. This is not a get-rich journey. Most people online will promise you the world. They only share the highlights, the moments the money arrives, the moment the success is visible. But the truth is, most journeys are messy, slower than we wish, and uncertain. I've done it, and I could also share my successes. Instead, I prefer to try doing it again in front of you and share the outcome. I'll use my attempt to create a $100,000 sustainable business under certain constraints I will define later, and share every decision, every failure, every small win. If I make it, you'll see exactly how. And if I don't, you'll learn the real probabilities and levers that most people never talk about. You'll see why I failed and learn from it, like in my challenge to learn Portuguese. So let's keep exploring. What happens when you stop just talking about freedom and actually try to build it with logic and persistence? In the next video, I'll look at the factor that I believe is half the way to success. Miss it and you'll probably miss everything. Live well, everybody. The adventure continues.